Yeah, I just got out, actually. I was just going to call you, so.
Dave, the story that you've been telling me is, for like a month now, is that the banks that you've got, 200 grand sitting in the bank that you can't touch. Right?
$200 grand in security, yeah?
Is that true?
No.
What happened with the Peachy Printer money? That day on the phone, I found out that David Bowe, my business partner, had stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars of backers' money. David agreed to do an interview with us for the day that we would tell you about this massive problem. So now, I'd like to let David speak for his own actions. Hey backers, it's Rylan here. I have some really bad news that I've got to share with you today. So let me introduce David Bowe. David has been a part of Peachy Printer for over 2 years now. In the very first video that we posted, in our campaign video, I explained that I had spent $10,000 developing Peachy Printer. Dave is the one that funded that development. That was his $10,000, and I used that money to get the project to a place where we were ready to launch it on the crowdfunding sites. So, without further ado, what has happened, Dave?
Well, I'm sorry, but I went and spent approximately $250,000 of our Kickstarter money on building my house. It's something that I've done that I regret, and I'm sorry for doing it.
Did anybody else on the team know about this?
No, no one did.
This problem?
No one did, and I thought no one should ever have to know. I had made a mistake. I apologize, and I'm trying to make it right. And yeah, no one else. This is all my own doing.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think I would have said if you had asked me if you could use this money even as a temporary solution? What do you think my answer would have been if you had asked me, or if you had let me know about this problem?
I think I know. This is going to sound. I know the answer. That's why I didn't ask, because you would have said no. And everyone knows it's wrong. I'm not trying to deny it. So
yeah,
it is wrong. It's not justifiable for me to do it. And so if I would have asked you, yeah, you would have said,
yeah,
go to hell.
Yeah. So Dave, if you could talk to the backers, what would you like to say to them?
First off, I would like to apologize to them. What I did was wrong. It has no bearing on what Peachy Printer Company is. It was my decision and mine alone. It's hard, you lose a lot of trust that I've lost over this. It's a friendship. It's jeopardized a lot of that for me, and it's a bad situation that I've put myself in. But I'll do my best to pull through, and we'll see Peachy Printer survive and be a great company.
When I first found out about this problem, I was shocked and angry, and I know that you must feel the same way. I was also full of questions, and it took a lot of hard work to find detailed answers to those questions. As CEO of this company, I believe that it is my responsibility to make sure that you get answers. And that is what this update is all about. First off, it's very important to realize that David's role at Peachy Printer was to be our business administrator and financial manager. David was put in this position of power and trust because he owned 50% of Peachy Printer. And that makes it all the more shocking that he would even do such atrocious things. We launched our Kickstarter campaign before Peachy Printer existed as a company. And that means that we didn't have a corporate bank account for the funds to arrive in. As a temporary solution, David set up his personal account to receive the funds and promised to hold them in trust until we had our corporate accounts set up. Because only David had access to his personal bank accounts, we couldn't see that David was spending the money. To be perfectly clear, let's actually follow the money. During our Kickstarter campaign, 4,420 people from around the world raised $651,000. $63,000 came off the top for dropped pledges and fees, leaving $587,000 to land in David's personal bank account. David spent $62,000 on legitimate company expenses. After we did get our corporate account set up, David transferred $200,000 into Peachy Printer's corporate account to cover operating expenses. David spent the rest of the money, a total of $324,000, on personal expenses such as building a brand new house. This means that of the total funds pledged, Peachy Printer only received 40% before David had spent all of the money in his account. To put these numbers into perspective, if you pledged $190, Peachy Printer only received 76 of your dollars, while David embezzled nearly 100 of your dollars. I have always wanted to tell you about this problem, simply because I believe you deserve to know. However, the timing of such a disclosure is of utmost importance. We have been working tirelessly over the last 18 months on multiple plans that we truly believe could have pulled us out of this situation. Each one of those plans would have most certainly been jeopardized if we had talked about this publicly. A few weeks ago, when we pulled the plug on our most recent plan, we were all out of options. One thing that we were never willing to do is lie to you, and I cannot stress enough that every delay update was real and every shipping estimate was genuine. We really were so close to pulling it off, even without the missing money. Now, I realize that you'll want to know more about how we plan to do that, so we've written about it in the text below. We have been extremely tactful in collecting evidence against David, so that when we told you about this problem, you wouldn't just have to take our word for it. In this update, you will find a link to an executive summary of events, along with an evidence package containing things like phone call recordings, bank statements, and legal documents. We are approaching this issue with transparency, because after all, it is your money that has been spent. Mark my words, this is not over. We've taken a huge blow, but the fact still remains that we truly have created the world's first $100 3D printer. Those of you that risked your money on something that many said was impossible were right. And that is a fact that no one can steal from this group of thousands of people. When thousands of good-hearted people from around the world come together over the internet to accomplish something amazing, and someone blatantly rips them off, how will we respond?